All right. We have started, E.
Yes, sir. Welcome back to another episode of CeleTake Podcast, episode 8, baby. Now, if it's your first time watching, this is a podcast where we talk anything and everything Cele Nation. I'm your host, E. Next to me is the league owner and co-host of the podcast.
Yes, sir.
Now, we got another podcast. What is it called?
Returning podcaster?
Returning podcaster?
Podcast veteran?
Crasher.
A podcast crasher. There you go. Podcast crasher.
Okay. Surprise guest.
Surprise guest. I wanted to be special. What?
Special guest.
Special guest. There you go. We got our boy Maine in the building. First time in the league. First time on the podcast.
Youngest player ever
Youngest
in the
player
league.
in the league. Coming off a career high.
19.
But we'll get into it. But yes, sir. Yes, sir. How you feeling, Maine? How you feeling?
Feeling good.
Well, you know what we do? We got two guests. We got, on my right, we got Ziggy, the captain of your Martians on the pod. And then we got the captain for La Familia, the hot La Familia right now. We got our boy Tone in the building. Yes, sir.
Appreciate
Now-
y'all having me again.
And again. But if you're in the chat,
And then pass it. It'd be easier to do that.
Yeah, that's fine.
if you're in the chat, what's up? Make sure you like. Make sure
What's up? Yes,
you got
sir.
We in the building, first person in the chat. Yes,
First
sir.
person.
Wee. But you know what we're gonna do? We're gonna jump into week 5, the beginning of conference for most of the games, except for
Except for Panthers and
Panthers and Ravens.
Yep.
Which ironically we don't have the stat sheet for, but we'll get into it.
Shout out Sauce.
But week 5, game 1, it lived up to the hype, I would say. Would you guys
Great
agree?
game.
Great game. We had the Coyotes going up against the Mambas, pulling up a nail biter. Some may say came down to the last no call, but we got the Coyotes 59-57. Alex with 18 points and 12 rebounds. Dallas 14 points, 6 assists, 5 rebounds, doing a little bit of everything like he does. Then you got Nick with 8 points, who played amazing defense on Tommy. Then we got Gene with 7 points and Ty with 5 and 7. Now for the Shiesty himself, we had 28. Christian Cruz, 8 points, 5 rebounds. Pat with 6. Jay Nola, 6. And Sean with 5, 6, and 17. We'll have
when you talk, they put it
I
to your
got it.
They want to see my T-shirt?
Day, we'll fix it. What we
Oh,
got?
they
our-
wanna-
say
they
on
want
your
to see your
shirt, man.
T-shirt, man.
It was just last second choice.
It's a Trump shirt.
It's-
yeah.
It's a Trump shirt?
No,
it's a Glee shirt.
It's a Kodak shirt that say
Kodak Trump.
If I
Make
pass it
Haiti-
to
make
Maine, I'll
Haiti
just
great
interview
again.
him at this point.
There you go. All right, that's what the podcast is going to be.
But
Please make sure to like and subscribe. Dante, if you don't like, you're never going to win a game in Cele Nation. So,
Hey, I'm the captain. Come on, chill out.
Ziggy, it's not you. It's your teammates' fault. They're not liking the video.
Tone, did you comment? No, you did scoreboard for this game.
I did scoreboard, correct.
What did
yeah.
you see from court side or side?
I think both teams just played really hard, but you can tell the Mambas are really missing Shane because they had like some opportunities for some timely buckets, and they were really leaning on Tommy to kind of like bail them out in tough situations. And I feel like Shane hits like those big threes or big layups or and ones where they need a secondary score. I think like the rest of the guys, they were trying to be the secondary guy, but that's not really their role why they were drafted. They were drafted to be a spot-up guy or a playmaker or like, you know, someone else or a defender or something like that. So, like, some guys were trying to play out of their roles, and they looked uncomfortable. Like, Christian Cruz looked good, but, like, some guys just didn't play, like, were their level. And Shane would have definitely alleviated some of the pressure that Tommy had with Nick. But the Coyotes play really good defense, man. They played together. Like, at some points, yeah, they were complaining with each other, but they played well down the stretch, and they could have folded a little bit when they started pressuring them, but they figured it out and they won.
But do you guys think, like, I ain't trying to say like Shane not being there is the reason that the Mambas lost, but do you think being a 2-point game came down to the last shot? Do you think Shane really makes that difference to where we're probably talking about the Mambas being the winners?
He makes a difference because he helps everyone else with his playmaking and his scoring. So, like, there's no, like, I know Tommy's a great scorer, but they don't really need all these other guys to score 15, 20 points. If all these other guys get 10 points and Shane gives them 15, that's really what his role is.
Yeah.
Like, it just helps with the rest of the team. Like, especially with Sean and Shane and Pat and Tommy, they have that chemistry because they play in, like, 37 different leagues together. So, you know, like, again, the chemistry makes a big, like, difference in the game. I'm not going to say him not being there is the main reason, but he helps a lot with that Mambas team.
You guys agree?
What was the question?
Do you think like Shane would make a big difference? Like to where probably like
Get right up on the mic, Zig.
on there.
You're a quiet
Get on
talker
it.
as it is.
Get up on
You
the
know.
mic.
There you go. That's how you
Get
do
up
it.
on the mic is crazy.
Not
But,
on mic, on the mic.
A big difference. It's like the vocabulary makes a change of it, because I think it would have made a difference, but I don't think a big difference, because somebody else would have just had to guard Shane. Yeah, Shane buckets would have came difference, because Shane is more of the ball handler and the primary ball handler, and he get his buckets. But Tommy plays the role of the secondary, not secondary, but he gets his off ball.
Yeah.
Basically cuts, passes from Sean, and definitely made his game more easier with Shane on the floor. But now without having Shane, it's Tommy have to play stand-up ball. Basically, like now I got to play against defense, because mostly majority of the games he got. I'm not gonna say leak out, because Tommy don't like that word leak out, but Tommy is down the court and
Leaking out.
and Sean is passing the ball already. So it's like now he has to be the primary ball handler. He got to play make. He got to do all of this stuff that Shane always do. So now it's like it put his back against the wall. But with that Shane being gone, it does hurt them a lot, because now it's Shane is what, the secondary scorer,
Yeah.
the second most.
I
high
feel like he
scorer.
gets
So
those
it's
key
like,
shots, too.
Yeah, so it's like without that, now where do the points come from? It's all
Talk
overtime.
louder, says Juan. I think you just really got to put it on your mouth. I know it's really weird, but like touch it to your mouth to the best of your abilities.
For Christmas, I'm gonna get you some mics.
But Mike,
We can't have it we can't have too much of compression, or else it's gonna pick up the other shit in the room. So we got to kind of have it tight. I'm just gonna use headphones next year. I'll invest.
all right, Mike, this is for you, since I don't want to say you think Sean is more valuable to the Mambas than Tommy, but do you think this game specifically, with Alex Sanchez being the last season MVP, do you think this kind of hurt Tommy, even though Tommy had 28? Do you think it kind of dropped him a little bit on the pole?
No, I said this in the chat. I think that this helps his case. I think that this makes Tommy's case stronger. The fact that every other game he's got 40 plus, maybe like 30 in one or two, but every other game he's got 40 plus and they win.
Yeah.
The one game he's got 28, his teammates can't garner, 59 points, so 32 points they couldn't give him when he gave them 28. I think that shows his value. That scoring is actually more valuable than the other stuff, because when the other guys needed to get those buckets, they weren't able to do it. Now, Christian Cruz hit some buckets. Jay Nola hit some buckets early, but Tommy is proven that he is that guy. Now, if you have Shane, it's a different story. Shane's going to hit those perimeter jump shots. Yeah. The triple and double teams that came on Tommy's drives probably would have been alleviated a little bit, but I think it made his case stronger. I think it proved his value. They lose the game where he scores the least amount.
You guys agree, or you?
100% agree.
Yeah, 100%. But do you think like this game gave Alex kind of a case in the MVP?
What kind of? I mean,
He had 12 rebounds.
12 rebounds, 18 points.
How many rebounds Sean had?
Sean had
20.
17.
17.
17,
Okay,
yeah.
so it's 50-50 because Shane was there. I think it would be a different ball game, because at that point, I feel like Sean needs to step up when it comes to him scoring. Because if Sean would have scored more points, then it would have still went to the Mambas, I feel like. So
are you talking about Sean MVP? Because you said Alex.
No, I'm saying like Alex. Does this game specifically brings him up? Because like throughout the beginning of the season, everybody was like, straight cut is Tommy. But this
Alex
game,
missed a game.
he mixed the game, yeah.
And I think that hurts. I think in a 9-game season, missing a game hurts. Truthfully. I know it's not like a huge deal, but like Tommy's averaging way more numbers. Tommy has a off game scoring 28 and they lose. To me, the value goes to Tommy. And I was a Tommy hater in the beginning of the season, but like there's clearly value in the scoring.
Yeah. But you
They're
guys
winning
don't think-
because of it.
I would still put Alex in the running.
He's in the conversation.
because
I'm saying it
without
hurts,
them-
though,
Yeah, I say
for the fact that he missed a game.
without
Yes,
him,
they
they
lost the
lost.
game without him, for sure. For sure, which shows his value,
Yep.
but you got to be there. And I know Alex is obviously dedicated and he wants to be there, and it was a one-time thing, but I'm just devil's advocate.
Yeah.
And I've already said I'm a big fan of Alex.
Yeah. Now, Alex, my guy. Shout out to
Alright.
Alex.
All right, let's go to game 2. Game 2. Oh, my God.
I commentated this game.
You commentated this game. We got the Dragons, the Red Hot Dragons, led by their
I don't know
guy.
the stats. I'm sorry.
No, you're right.
They're not missing much.
75-44. What a blowout for the Dragons, gobbling up the Goblins themselves. We got Gene with a career high 23.7 threes, 8 rebounds also. We got Nixon, 17 points right behind him. We got Mike Parker with 12 points, 9 rebounds, and a crazy dunk. Pretty sure you're going to see that on Instagram page maybe later on in the week.
Yeah, it'll be there. Don't worry.
We got Prince with 9 points with career high. You wanted me to say that. And then we got Ghost with 8 points and 6 rebounds. Now for the Goblins, the new look Goblins, we had Sway with 19 points, 7 rebounds. JPP, 11 points and 10 rebounds. We got Ryan with 8 points, 4 steals. Ish, 4 points, 5 rebounds. And Benton with 2 points and with 1 shot taken. His only shot. At least he made it. Now, for me personally, I felt like this was a different pace in this game. Like, to begin the game, I want to say the Goblins are probably the favorites. I don't want to say in their huddle they kind of felt it. And I kind of felt like they kind of underestimated the Dragons, which you can't do right now because the Dragons, I feel like, play with the most heart right now out of all the teams because they're undersized. But that 14-0 run that they went out, I feel like the Dragons came out, they slapped them in the face. But then the Goblins never, kind of got going because of shots not being made. What did you guys kind of see, in this game?
One thing I could say, Dragons hit a lot of threes that game. They were on, so I feel like any team that hit that many shots early on is going to be a good game. So that's something I can say. If Dragons keep that up, they're going to be a good team. They're definitely hitting shots like that for sure.
So the Dragons started off, I think, hitting 7 threes to start the game. So they got popped in the mouth early, and I didn't really see a sense of urgency from the Goblin side, especially on the defensive end. They weren't really closing out on shooters. Gene had 4 or 5. All 4 or 5 of his shots were open. There was no contest. Nixon had a couple uncontested threes. I think the biggest thing me and Sauce were saying about the Goblins is there's no sense of pride with that team on the defensive end. They don't really take the challenge of trying to stop somebody. They're trying to outscore you, and right now they're not hitting shots. Ryan's not hitting shots he usually hits. Spank shooting one time, crazy. Josue missed a lot of his gimmies that he usually hits. So just commentating on the game, I just felt like there was no sense of I need to stop this guy. Gene hitting 5 threes in the first 10 minutes, and there was no at the end of the game they had it because they didn't want to beat the record, but during the game they weren't making it difficult for him. So they play against us this week, so I know they're gonna play hard because I'm talking trash. But in that game, I just didn't see no sense of pride on that end of the floor.
Yeah.
Just being honest.
But then again, they didn't have their captain to give them words if that would happen. But they didn't have their captain to give them words.
3 champs. Mm-hmm. Spank, Ryan, and Sway are all champs.
But it was no talking in the huddles neither.
Yeah.
Hey, we need to do this, we need to do that, and it wasn't.
You feel like that's where Dean would come in?
Yeah. And
Ideally.
Yeah.
Ideally. In an ideal
throw
world.
his hands up to
Yes.
show everybody that he's frustrated. But
But he's gonna look good doing it.
yeah, exactly. But the Dragons they came out
fitness.
smoking that's the smallest team in the league, and they came out smoking.
Yeah.
But I think Ghost picked up all the hustle guys because they definitely move their feet and they fast. And Goblins is way
Foul a
bigger.
lot.
I'm not gonna say they slow, but they got it going against a whole bunch of guards. It's how do you keep up? And once I guess once Ghost figured that out, hey, we all small, but we all faster. We just run them out and just keep them on their toes. It's who's keeping up with them? It's a lot, and you could see that from Sunday. Again, I don't know if they had a lucky hand, but all of them was just smoking hot. Especially Gene. Gene was just incredible. But
Mike, I'm going to ask you this because everybody else is in the same conference. For the Dragons, it is the Goblins. The Goblins are on a 4-game losing streak, but it's a new look Goblin. Like you said, they got 3 champions. So when you're going up against the Goblins, you could lose. All right. does this make the Dragons a little more? Because in the beginning of the season, we were saying they're not going to make the playoffs. I know we got La Familia in that conference still, but how confident are you? Like in a one-game series, the Dragons, as of right now.
Against La Familia is what you're saying?
Not just against La Familia, but just in the conference in general. Like,
I mean, the conference, they're in second place.
Yeah.
So, like, how can you...
Like, how confident are you in that they're going to make it out of that conference? Like,
playoff-wise, do you think
were-
they would make it into the playoffs? Or
No,
you're
just
saying
if you
to
make it
be
to
the conference
championship game,
champions?
Yeah, if you make it to the championship game, how confident are you that the Dragons will meet you there?
The La Familia is the team to beat. I mean, quite simply, they're 4-1.
Yeah.
They're the only team with a winning record in that conference. So until that's proven otherwise, I don't really see it happening. But I think the Dragons have a good matchup for La Familia for the fact that both teams are built relatively similar with a lot of speedy, quick guards. The difference is they've got a shot doc and they've got a full-time coach. The other team has a Josiah and Ghost who likes to play rather than coach. So they're both going to play hard. If they hit shots like they did, I think Familia would be in trouble. I think that it's shot for shot. If they shoot like that, which they have not, obviously the Dragons would win because they shot 50% from 3 in the first half until they started chucking up bad shots. But, like, Familia is the favorite in that conference. I think every team has a chance.
If you had to put a percentage?
To come out of the conference,
Yeah.
80% Familia.
Oh, I thought you said 80. I thought you were going to say 80% Dragons.
No, I would give them like 30.
I was thinking the same thing.
Yeah, I feel like that's a fair percent. The Familia is the team to beat. We're in conference play outside of them playing us. Team's got to beat them. If they don't, they're the favorites.
All right, Tone. What do you think for the Goblins? Like, what do you, outside of, like, mentally being out of it? Like, because me personally, I think it's just the guys outside of Sway, like, they're shooters. They need to make their shots.
Who's a shooter?
JPP.
Outside of Ryan. JPP's not a shooter. He's like a ball handler.
JPP is more like a wing.
Yeah,
But he
he's
can
not
hit
a
that corner
shooter.
three, though.
But he's not a shooter.
He can knock him down, but he's more like a wing. Like, he'll play defense, he'll play make for others, and he'll rebound. But he's not like, oh, he's a knockdown. Like, he can hit fours, but like he's not like. And by the way, he's a champ, so they got 4 champs. I'm sorry, JPP. But
oh yeah, shout out JPP.
But yeah, the Goblins, like I said, they just need to lock in on the defensive end. There's no pride. Like, that's why they get blown out. I think it's like their 4th straight blowout game. I could be wrong, but it's just they have no pride on that end.
How do you round up your troops on a 4-game losing streak to come out with pride? Like,
It's just all on them. It doesn't matter what Dean says or anyone else says. It's like they gotta have to want it as much as every other team. You know, it's like I'm not gonna say it's not hard playing defense, but defense is not really like coaching wise. It's just effort. That's all it is. You play hard, you'll play good defense. Like, of course, you're gonna foul a little bit like Day, but he plays hard. That's why he fouls so much. So if you just play hard with some effort and just like some pride, like anything is possible. So, like they're still in the playoff hunt. So it's like they're not done, but the conference play is huge for them because the Martians, if they win one of those games, they're in. It's like 3rd and 4th place is 1 win. You know, it's just the Dragons and then us and everybody else is 1 win. So like,
Nah, mathematically that wouldn't make sense because they're gonna play each other.
well,
Right.
I'm saying like if the Martians win one of those games, they're in. So they need to like lock in the conference game.
Possibly 4th place.
Yeah,
Unless there's an upset, which we just saw Ravens beat the Panthers.
yeah.
hey, well, we don't have stats for that, so we don't know if it really happened, guys.
We've got footage.
We got footage.
We've got footage. That's better than stats.
But like,
I think it's going to be 2 wins.
Yeah.
That's my prediction. 2 wins.
I think 2 wins. They have to, and they have 1, so they're halfway there.
Yeah.
So they got a chance. It's just just on pride and just wanting to play defense. At the end of the day, it's not fun, but if you want to win, that's
Maybe
what
we
you
got to bring that pride game back.
No.
Get the Goblins in
No,
there.
No.
that was
That's
terrible.
done.
That was terrible.
Yeah, no more pride game.
All right, game 3. The
No more
unspoken
graphics.
game. The
Sorry.
unspoken game. We don't
Sorry,
have a
Nacho.
graphic. I don't really remember the score either. Do you guys remember the score?
It was like 98-5, something like that. Ravens blew out the
Something like that. Panthers 98-5.
Yep.
We had Eric dropping 34 points, 10 rebounds. But this game, the Panthers, we went in with 6 players only. We had Marcus.
Oh,
and
yeah,
Bailey.
yeah. But there's no excuse for the Mambas.
Exactly.
What do you
Come
mean?
on, man.
So
Come
no
on.
excuses for the Panthers.
It's keyword opportunity.
Panthers
guys.
had a full 6. They
Yeah.
had Berg.
Y'all still have Mike Mitch.
Fatigue plays a huge factor.
Now
We
when
know.
you're
a
Andre
superstar.
Berg and Mike
Huh?
Mitch. Come on,
The
man.
superstar.
Exactly, you
Got
have
the
Mike
hell
Mitch.
yeah.
But we did get the Ravens first win of the season. Shout out
Shout out
Sauce.
Baltimore.
Shout out Baltimore. But how good did the Ravens look for you guys, like from your perspective?
They look better. Fell. He looks good today.
Mm-hmm.
About the game. They look good. Yeah, defense was there. Offensively, I think they could do a little better, like ball movement wise, because their ball movement kind of stagnant. But other than that, it was because they played a lot of iso ball with Fell.
Yeah.
But other than that, they didn't look that bad.
Yeah, Phil came out hot this game. Like I game planned for Dre because I personally think Dre is like just dangerous. Basically, when he's on the court, you got to be focused on him 24/7. It's like the Tommy treatment. But when they also have Phil, who finally decides to come out and play, then the Ravens do become dangerous because they still have guys, big physical guys, who's going to grab boards. And if they get opportunities, which I felt like they did, like second chance opportunities, they will be dangerous.
I'm going to be honest. I did not watch that game. I was prepping for my game, stretching.
Like a
and
true
stuff,
captain.
You know?
Like
So,
a true captain.
I'm sorry. I caught bits and pieces, but I didn't really catch the game to like give my input on it.
Yeah.
So.
What about
Sorry.
you, Mike?
Neither did I.
No,
And I haven't edited it yet, and I didn't even have the next game, but I just wasn't paying attention much.
I mean, if
But I heard that Gallo played well.
Gallo did.
I know that Chan hit a big 3.
yeah,
Me
he
and
did.
Dre, I think we're filming during this game. No, I don't fucking know. I wasn't paying attention. I'm sorry. But yeah, I know Gallo played well. Chan hit a big 3, and I saw X hit a couple hook shots.
Yeah,
So shout out them.
but I want to shout out my guys. Definitely, it's tough just having 6 players. Fatigue plays a big factor, guys. I'm telling you, fatigue plays a big factor.
Why weren't they there?
Bentley got called into work, and then Marcus had issues. He stays in Boca, so he's pretty far, so he couldn't really make it.
Interesting. That's a long drive from Boca to
It
here.
is. It is. But we
Dedication.
got word. We got word. Marcus is gonna be here for the remainder of the season.
I heard he's
so-
moving in with you.
Yeah, exactly. So you bigs in the league.
Step brothers, top bunk.
You bigs in the league. It's gonna be dangerous when the Panthers come full squad. I think we're really dangerous full squad, guys. Full squad, we're really dangerous. Nobody has seen us yet full squad, except what I've seen in my dreams. And I'm telling you, they're amazing, boys. I paused, but
Never seen a squad like this. Never seen.
Aren't
What?
your 2 losses
Without bouncy.
without Bouncy?
without bouncy up.
Yeah, that's
And a lot of people in the narrative that bouncy is
Bouncy.
our Alex of the Coyotes, which I don't disagree, but I also think that it's not solely just because Bouncy wasn't there. He does play a big part. He does play a huge part. He calms us down sometimes. He takes the pressure off of Nacho when the defense is solely focused on Nacho, because Bentley can go out there and score. He's really athletic. He can take care of the ball, and when he drives and collapses the defense, he also does a good job of passing it out, kicking out. So that's the part we really missed out on, but I don't want to make it an excuse that, Bentley's the reason we lost. Only the Coyotes do that. We don't do that over here in the jungle. But let's go to game 4. But shout out the Ravens, first win of the season, definitely. My bad, we don't have the scoreboard.
It's their captain's fault. So
Yeah.
Nacho, blame Sauce. It's okay.
So game 4. Should we skip this one too? No.
No
But nah,
picture
we
for
got-
Steve the Kid? He posted 1 million on Instagram. You should have just posted one of his random selfies.
We got La Familia keeping their streak going. Is it 4 in a row? 4 in a row. Yep, 4 in a row.
Yeah.
70-60 against the Martians, who dropped down to 0-5, losing their 5th straight. We got Tremaine, the podcast crasher himself, with a career high 19 points, 3 assists. Then you got Braylon with 16 points, 5 assists. Sterling, quietest game this season, 11 points, 2 for 9 from the field. Day with 11 and 4. Then you got Chief with 7 and 6 with 3 steals. Dante, 13 points, 8 assists. Vaughn, 12 points, 9 rebounds, 8 turnovers, near triple-double. Then you got Steven,
How many
10.
fouls?
2 actually. I was
He- I was gonna
surprised,
say
but
he
he
had
had 8
5
turnovers. He had 8 turnovers.
That's got to be
though,
one
so,
negative stat.
Yeah.
And you got Steven making his debut this season. Goes by Uno now. Got 10.7 rebounds, 5 for 7. Came off the bench. Good minutes off the bench. And you got Phil, 8 points, 5 assists. Didn't miss a shot, 4 for 4. And the captain, Ziggy, 7 points and 5 rebounds. Let's start with the winners. Maine, you went career high. You missed the game before this one, right?
Yeah, I did.
Was it because of injury or you just?
Nah, I have
Yeah.
work.
Okay, gotcha. So did you kind of had fresh legs, like
Yeah,
going into this
well,
game?
Actually, I've been working out a little more, like actually like playing basketball more, so felt good. It was my first game with Braylon. I played with Braylon like open runs and stuff. So Braylon a really like high positive dude. So playing with that type of energy coming from him and Day Day, Chief, is just like good energy bringing into me, giving me more confidence. So the past 2 games I've been playing with more confidence off of them. So
For you and Tone, was like, at what point in the game did you go, okay, let Main's the guy. He's hot. He's go.
honestly, it was when probably when they went man. It was like I don't know who was guarding me, but it was a slower dude. So I was just like I could just try to attack. It suddenly collapsed. I could just kick out, and I play off of more try to play make because I'm around scores. I got shot doc. I got Day Day that could attack. So I also got Braylon that could shoot the ball very well. So I was trying to go more off of playmaking, but then the lane was open, so I just took the layup, and so that's what I was going off of. And then everything else just came like instincts. So
So what was the game plan for you, Tone? Like going in?
Honestly, it was just defense to offense. That's really how we've been playing all season. Like we went zone to start, but our zone is not where we want it to be yet. Like we only had one good game against the zone, which was a scrimmage game, and then Day Day keeps begging for that zone to come back because I guess he doesn't have to play hard on the top. But
And yet he wants DPOY.
but when we go
Wow.
man,
I'm
when we go
voting for
man, Day Day be locking up him and Chief. Honestly, that's why I drafted both of them together. It's just 2 guards that you can just tell them to guard the best guards.
Yeah.
It makes it easier for everyone else. Like Kyle, he can guard bigs, even though he's not the biggest guy per se. And it makes the job easier for like a Braylon or Sterling to guard like the 3rd or 4th best player on the floor. And Tremaine as well makes his job easier. So that's kind of like why I drafted the team I drafted.
Yeah.
We go like defense first and then offense. We're not perfect yet. We're still working on it, but little by little, like we've been improving every single week. So, like I said, we're not happy yet with our results. Like we've been winning, but a lot of people are giving us that someone's been missing every single game we've won so far, except for this one. So, well, I guess Horace was missing this game too. So, like we're trying to prove not the narrative wrong, but we're just trying to get better for the playoffs.
Have you not
pretty
seen the
much.
Pyrocast? You're number 1.
Yeah, the Pyrocast loves us. I'm surprised because Darvis keeps saying he doesn't like the Chief and Day Day together, but he puts his number 1. So I guess he's got to explain to me why he don't like that match.
I mean, the
starting
Pyrocast
lineup.
also said Bouncy was our problem, and then we go ahead and lose all our games without Bouncy. So
Darvis
knows
we need some
everything.
explanations. We need some explanations.
Darvis is posting it at 2 a.m. tonight.
Oh, he wanted us. He wanted us to shout out Nick's defense. So shout out Nick's defense.
Yes,
And shout
yes,
out
he
Darvis.
did. Yes. But all right, let's talk about the Martians on 5.
Nick defense trash.
Say it into the mic. Really.
Nick defense trash.
Hold on one more time, Ziggy. If you want to look into that camera.
Nick's defense is trash.
All right, there we go. Clip that.
But going into this game, what was your game plan? Like,
So, going into this game plan, and I already know it because Day got a big mouth. Before we was even 2 or 3 days in, Day was just like, yeah, the game plan is just to trap Phil and Dante. So, even in the group chat, I'm like, listen, hey, y'all already know their game plan. You already know that he likes to press. Keep the ball moving. The ball had no wheels. Everybody that tried to dribble through the press just had glue on their hands because if you can hear it through the cameras in the huddle, don't dribble through the press. I kid you not. Again, I said that earlier, Mike. The next play, dribble through the press, Day and Chief. Either one of them got the steal. And this just happens multiple times.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, bro, we all grown. Like, Why can't we just listen? Just keep the ball moving.
Yeah.
But then again, sometimes Dante had, like, I screamed on him too. Not screamed on him, but talked to him too. When Dante inbounds the ball, we got 2 players still behind him, walking behind Dante instead of getting in front of Dante, so Dante could feel comfortable passing the ball. So Dante was putting in a lot of pressure. And I'm not even gonna, like, I don't point fingers, but it's at the end of the day that ball wasn't moving, and my game plan was just keep the ball moving.
Yeah.
Because at the end of the day, if we not looking for Phil and Dante, at least get your role players in, and that's the new word. That's the new words now. The role players, get your role players in, and at the end of the day, that clearly didn't go. Phil, I think mentally and physically he was tapped out. He already came in with an injury. He hurt his big toe the night before playing basketball, and then when he got into the game, he hurt his leg. So he was mentally and physically like just not even there. So I believe if we had Phil there, I think we would have at least got the W. Because at the end of the day, Phil only gave 8 points.
Yeah.
Phil is at least 18 to 20-something point game. I mean,
Do you think
points.
that's because the ball wasn't moving, or just that was him just like mentally being out of it?
Ball wasn't moving, and the turnovers killed us.
Yeah.
We had one guy had 8 turnovers. It was bad. But that press is crazy. And I tried the game plan around it, talked to him about it, and it just wasn't given what it needs to be. So.
But you made your new addition. You got Steven. You know, no
Steven
more
came
Cass.
in, he played. Yeah,
Played
Cass is
played a
hurt.
little. I won't say better, but you know, like
It gives us a bigger body
yeah.
at the 5. And
Did he
again,
give you something you were missing?
What we was missing was a bigger body.
Yeah.
And I drafted Cass for not a bigger body, but for him to play the 5, even though he's guard in real life. And it gives Vaughn a different gameplay. So Vaughn won't get into foul trouble. So you see, Steve on the court, he only had 2 fouls. So again, that puts him in a better position not to get fouls or get fouled out, because Vaughn plays a big part on the floor too. Yeah. So Steve the Kid definitely helped out. And this week he'll have shorts, so we'll see what happens, because him and Marcos was trading shorts. So,
but he got shorts this week.
Yeah, he will have shorts because 1v1 gave him. He didn't give him. He let him borrow it.
What? He said he didn't have them from 1v1.
1v1 came late.
Did he actually give it to him? He said that he didn't have them.
I got the shorts from him.
Oh, you have them.
But I got him. I got the shorts from him after he finished talking to you on Sunday.
Okay, so you have the shorts.
So I got the shorts now.
Okay, so that's good. So Steve will have shorts.
Yeah,
big
so
update.
Steve will have shorts.
Steve will not be pantsless.
All right, Mike. What do you think of this game, though?
You're
a big fan. You're a big fan for the Martians. You really want to see them win.
Yeah, I mean, I don't like to see a winless team, but I didn't watch it either because my game was the next game.
Mm-hmm.
So what I saw was a dejected Martian, similar to the Goblins. The difference was they were really close, and they could have pulled it together. I believe they were within single digits in the last minute of the game, and you guys were still just so dejected and disheveled, and it was like, why? At any point, you guys could just get a steal, hit a shot, hit a bing bong, whatever it is, and make it a close game. And it's like, that's the biggest thing, is just keeping mentally in the game until the final second, because you never know what the hell's going to happen. And that was the biggest thing that I saw at the end of that game, was the Martians looking dejected when there was still hope. It's different if you're down by 50 and you're being blown out. You guys have been in every game, and I get that it's frustrating to be 0-4, but you don't want to be 0-5, so why quit when you have a chance to win this game?
Yeah.
That was the biggest thing that I saw from that group, was just, you got to want it. You got to want to win. I get your conference sucks, but you still got to win.
Yeah.
And I laid into Phil. I said my piece on that. Try. Fucking try. There's no excuse to not try. Whether you don't think guys are talented or you think that, yada, 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 try.
Yeah.
I get you're hurt. That's a different excuse, but try.
All right, let's get to game 5.
I got it.
You got it.
There you go. I mean, it's
Perfecto.
good enough.
We got Chef. We got the dog. My bad. Game 5, we got the Dogs taking on the Makos. Dogs winning 72-68. You got Chef making his debut for the Dogs, replacing Yusuf. Great debut. 27 points, 7 assists, 11 rebounds. You got Juan, 18 points, 2 assists, 8 rebounds. Mo, 11 points.
Career high.
Career high? Career high.
3 for 4.
3 for 4 from the three-pointer. Okay. Lakeside Mo. We got Jeff with 10 points, 6 rebounds.
Silver Star Mo.
Silver Star Mo.
Silver Star Mo.
We got Mike with 4 points, 8 assists, and 4 rebounds. For the Makos, we got Dom making his debut. 20 points, 8 rebounds. Job, 19 points. I think that's got to be a career high.
I don't know. He's had some good games.
Yeah.
He definitely could have had more, but it's up there.
And you got Fritz, 14 points, 5 rebounds. Anderson Roberts, 13 points, 3 rebounds in 1v1. Very quiet game. Came a bit late. 1
In the
steal,
second half, no points.
4 assists, 3 rebounds. All right, Tone. Let's hear from you. The Dogs beating the Makos, pulling it up
For the
4
first
points
time.
For the first time. How many
Goddamn.
tries? Yeah.
Since season 4.
Season 4. Sheesh. So that's like over 10 games?
No, it's
No?
4 games.
Oh.
Yeah, it was
We're
four.
playing
They-
72
And I-
game
and I-
seasons.
Guys,
I say
guys,
four,
as
they
you can
played
see,
on
there's
one.
no drinks either, so I'm not drunk. But, Tone, what did you see in this game?
I think both teams really played hard. It was a good game, up and down. Like both teams got the lead at some point. I think the difference maker was like when 1v1 came in late, I
Yeah.
was sitting on the bench. So I'm not gonna say what was said, but like most people were upset that he came late and they weren't really focused on the game at some points. So that kind of hurt them a little bit.
Yeah.
But the Dogs got a big win, man. I mean, they're right back in the conference. 3 teams, I think, are 3-2. I think the Panthers, the Makos, and now the Dogs. So
Yeah.
this Panthers-Makos game will be a big game this Sunday. But the Dogs played well. I mean, Chef was a big add, especially the last couple of games. They didn't really have a secondary playmaker. Now Mike is the secondary playmaker, which is honestly the best role that he's in, is doing the extra pass for everyone else instead of being the point guard. So it makes his job easier. Chef's a great point guard, so it makes everyone else's job easier. I think pretty much this whole team probably shot efficiently, in my opinion, from what I've seen with Juan. I mean, he's playing really well ever since the trade happened. So the Dogs are looking good. They're looking scary. The Makos are still good. Like if 1v1 just shows up on time or shows up at all, like they're still a tough team. Like they got a solid starting 5.
Yeah.
Like Job, 1v1, Anderson, Fritz, who's the 5th? Like Luke, like
Yeah, Richard Pena.
yeah, Richard Pena, Lee
Lee,
Tran,
yeah.
like they're a solid team 1 through 8.
Mhm.
So like everyone there is good. So if they figure it out, like Dom, I forgot Dom, my bad Dom. So like figuring all that out, they'll be straight. Like they're a really good team. They got good role players. I feel like everybody understands their role per se. It's just I feel like 1v1 just I'm not going to say he doesn't care. He just needs to show up on time and help out his team because that's really been costing them against us. That he needed to be there to help them out. He showed up at halftime against the Dogs. And I think there was another game that he showed up late. I could be wrong. So, so it's been hurting him, his case, and the Mako's case right now. But
Well, what he spoke to me afterwards about is that it was a paid opportunity. So it's like guys leaving for work.
yeah, it's
To
tough.
me, and it's like I
give and
get
take,
that. I feel like Luke was upset because it wasn't communicated earlier instead of like at the time being, and the event ran longer than it should have. Yada yada. Yada, which I get the frustration on both ends.
Mhm.
I think just an open line of communication would have helped that whole thing, because going in thinking that you have 1v1 and then not is a huge difference.
Yeah.
And now you got a guy coming in Coyote shorts trying to get warm in the middle of a game. It's tough.
Yeah,
It's a really tough spot to be, especially such a ball dominant guy. So I see both sides of it, of like he's got to make his money, he's got to do what he's got to do, but just communicate a little bit earlier to your team so they understand and they are prepared for it. Like we knew Fessy wasn't going to be there. So now I'm able to game plan. All right, I don't have Fessy. This is what we got to do.
Yeah.
I think that the only thing I would say, Joel, is just communicate a little bit earlier, but we already spoke about this.
Ziggy, how did Dom look for you on his new team?
Dom looked great.
Yeah, compared to the Goblins.
Yeah, he definitely looked that way. He looked comfortable. Let me put it like that. He looked comfortable on the Makos than the Goblins, because I felt like he had a bigger role on the Goblins.
Yeah.
And now his role is big, but not that big on the Makos. But he actually shot the ball better, move better, communicated better. And again, like Tone said, 1v1 not showing it, not being there for the first half, it hurts the Makos.
Yeah.
Because, he's the number 1 pick or number 2?
Second round.
He was
Second
their
round.
second
Yeah.
rounder.
Yeah, so it hurts them because, again, the Makos ball movement, evolve around 1v1. So, but the Dogs, they looked great. They're adding the piece up with Chef. That's the first half alone. I was just like, it's crazy. It was a good game, but again,
Mike, you went in from trading Ryan to get Juan.
Yeah.
And
Shout
then-
out Ryan.
Shout out
Love
Ryan.
you, Ryan.
Shout out Ryan. Shout out Juan. And then you went and got Chef for Yusuf, who's no longer here. Shout out Yusuf, who's actually, well, you could probably speak more on it.
I don't know if I'm allowed to yet, but I
Okay,
saw
okay.
like a post, so like I don't know. I don't.
Yeah, he told me I can't talk about it
Yeah.
either.
Still
but
can't
talk
he
about
puts
it?
an opportunity that he couldn't pass up.
Yes.
Okay, but shout
He won't
out
be back
Yusuf.
until May. Eventually, he's going to announce it. I'm not allowed to. So sorry for the disclaimer.
But you're probably going for like GM of the year. How does it feel? How does it feel with Chef now in this huddle, like going into like the rest of the conference games for you as a captain? Like,
I mean, yes, it's good. It's going to be interesting when Fessy comes back to see that dynamic. Chef
Yeah.
took a lot of shots, which we needed him to. We needed him to score. I mean, as I said, obviously, in the chat earlier today, I built the team around Yusuf and Fessy taking a lot of shots. So when we didn't have Yusuf and it was Fessy and Ryan and me and then Jeff and the other role players, like, they were made to do their role, and that's why I drafted them. So asking me and Ryan to take more shots and score, it's just not what I'm comfortable doing.
Yeah.
And we lost because of that, and that's why I had to move to get a guy like Juan to then get somebody that is comfortable scoring. And now to replace Yusuf, we've got Chef, but I've only played with 2. I've only played with Fessy and Juan, and now Chef and Juan. So putting 3 guys that are more ball dominant that are going to want to score, we'll see how that matches and meshes, but I think it'll go well. I hope it goes well. They're all mild-mannered guys. They're all really nice guys. They're easy to deal with. It's a very, very nice team to be on.
Yeah.
So it's been good. They don't talk in the chat at all, but you know what? Whatever. They're friendly
Hey,
on
you're
Sunday.
winning.
Everybody's really nice. So like nobody's complaining.
Yeah.
Mo played great. Shout out Mo. Kyle plays his role phenomenally. Him and Jeff phenomenal at rebounding.
Mhm.
Mitch is a great coach. Really helpful on the sidelines. I was the worst player on our team last week. So I mean, I'm happy with that. If that's the case, that's fine.
Yeah. All right, now this is a question I saw actually floating around in the Celly Nation chats. If you had one possession, I'm gonna ask you Maine first, because you saying Yusuf and you watched the last game, right?
Yeah.
And you saw Chef. If you had one possession, I don't want to say your life depends on it, but you had to guard either Yusuf or Chef from scoring. Who do you feel is a tougher guard? Who would you rather?
I'd rather guard. I would say Yusuf only because Chef, he's kind of faster.
Yeah.
So I feel like maybe like he could probably put me on his hip and get a foul call on me or something like that. So Yusuf, I feel like I could probably contain him a little more,
Yeah.
and probably because I would say he would settle more. So maybe I could try to force him to take a long range 3.
Okay.
And probably try to contest that, but I feel like Chef would be harder to guard because I feel like he would know, like, okay, I'm going to try to get to the paint. It's a 1v1 situation. Chef are probably a little smarter in that situation, so I'll probably say Yusuf.
You guys agree? Anybody disagree?
I agree.
You agree? Do you think Yusuf is an easier guard than Chef?
No, in a
Wouldn't say
one
easy.
in a,
I mean,
in a one
you know,
possession
wouldn't say
thing,
one possession.
when he can settle and take a bad shot,
Yeah.
Yusuf's
sure,
harder.
yes,
Yeah.
Yusuf's gonna.
Yusuf's
Okay.
harder to guard.
Yeah.
Because you don't know what the hell he's gonna do. Like he
But-
can do a step back 3 from freaking 4-pointer and still hit it.
Yeah.
Or freaking the magician saw he did a spin 3 to win the game.
Yeah.
Like
Yusuf's more creative with
Yeah.
his shots. You know
Yeah.
what Chef's gonna do. Chef's just smarter and more
Yeah.
efficient.
he'll
Let
make
us
the
know in the
crazy
chat.
ones too, man.
Yeah.
He does like spinning layups and
And Yusuf's
however it's
Yusuf's clutch. I mean,
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
season 3, he hits so many
He
big
definitely
time
is.
shots for us. He wants to win, and that's like in the chat when people saying like it's not a fair swap yet. It's like you can't quantify a desire to win, but you see the kid flying through the air for a fucking selling age. I don't even fly on the ground like that. Flying through the air to save the ball and then just grabbing Bengay and throwing it on his arm. Like, he's a nut. He really wants to win, so you can't quantify that. Sure, Chef is probably got a better IQ when it comes to like making the decisions on the court that aren't going to hurt your team, but they're both extremely talented. I think one possession, I would prefer to take Yusuf for the fact that he might take a dumb shot. And they both would score on me
I think
6 times out of 10. I'll give myself 4.
Chat saying Yusuf is tougher. Interesting.
Well, they're friends with him. those two in particular are both friends with Yusuf, so I get that. Ride for your dogs.
All right.
Ruff,
It's
ruff.
everybody's favorite segment. We got the Parker's Power Ranking.
Next thing we know, Yusuf will be back and Mitch will be off the team. No, we'll keep Mitch.
Do you hold him or you got? You want to hold him?
I mean, I don't want to hold him, but yeah, I guess we have that.
Oh, actually, you're right. We got a mobile.
Mobile holding. All right,
Mobile holding.
Fucking later every week.
It's 9:30, Parker. It's
You
9:30.
start on time?
We started
Jesus,
14
I looked
minutes
down at
behind.
8:50, still not on.
No, it's 8:44 we started.
Yeah,
8:44.
Okay. Who's to blame? I'm blaming Maine.
Yeah, we'll take it.
Way to go, Maine. Way to go, Maine.
It was a
Yeah,
mixture.
Don't defend yourself either.
First time, new.
He's a podcast virgin.
Welcome to the podcast. Youngest guy we've had on the podcast, too. A lot
We
of
took the
youngest.
cherry.
Still fun.
There you
Still
go.
fun. All right, let's get into this shit. All right, Ziggy, look away because the Martians are 10. You guys are going to stay 10 until you win a game.
Hey, at
Fingers
least
crossed.
we ranked the 10 and 9 on our rankings, right?
What'd you
Shout
say?
out Darvis. He
Shout
said
out
at least
Darvis.
we ranked 10 and 9.
Darvis, I don't know what he's doing. I love him to death. He won't stop messaging me, and it's great, and I love it. And he calls me out on his stories, and I'm really appreciative of Darvis. The Darvis Pyrocast Power Rankings. Gotta love him. Holy shit. All right, 10 Martians. You guys had some bright spots. That's what I'll talk about right now. Marcos played very well. I like that kid a lot. He's a lot of fun to watch. He gives a lot of effort. Shout out. Tay didn't have a great game. Phil didn't have a great game. You just look for your highlights. You know what's a crazy highlight is I think STK had like 10 points. Did we go over that? How many points did STK have that
10.
game?
10 and 7.
10 and 7. Really productive. I think he grabbed more rebounds than Cass did all season. So
Yep, I think so.
He did
Really,
because
really
Cass only
impressive.
played one game and he had 3.
well, there you go. Steve the Kid averages more rebounds than Cass in one game. Not surprised. Steve will play big, and I think you have a big kind of weird lineup, Ziggy. But like, if Phil can be that, like, be a little more aggressive with the shots, but also move the ball. Like, I don't know. It's a really weird lineup, but I think you can catch one of these teams off guard one week and get a dub. What's hilarious about this conference is you guys can still make the playoffs. It's absolutely not out of the questions for you. If you win 2 games, you're in playoff position. It's so funny. Sorry, I forgot who I picked next. 8 Goblins. Goblins were a
9.
fucking train wreck.
9.
9. Where are we? Germany? 9. Yeah. 9 Goblins. Goblins looked rough. I think the way Goblins win games right now is if we give them a 10-point head start every game. And fingers crossed that happens. I know they weren't. Dean wasn't there. Shout out Dean. We love you very much. Sorry for your loss, my friend. But yeah, it was very disjointed. They went down 9, and I was like, that's the game. I think the score was like 9-0 in the first few minutes, and I was like, this feels like too big of a lead for them to come back. Again, the most trades came from the Goblins this year. They have new guys working into their lineup. You have talent. It's just molding them together. So Dean, that's your goal for the rest of the season. Mike, how did you lose to these guys?
Because they wrongfully ejected Yusuf.
Oh, gotcha. Yeah, sure.
Who the
yeah,
fuck were
everyone
those
else is
refs?
cheating. How does it feel now?
Feels
8
terrible.
Ravens. Ravens get a dub. I am so happy the Ravens got a dub. Shout out to fucking Gallo. Gallo balled out, dude. He was just everywhere. He hit him with counter moves, back moves, just like got them a dub. Really good. I enjoyed what I saw from the Ravens. Dre hit his open shots. They didn't quit in the first 5 minutes, so it was really fun. That's like a first. They didn't even have all their guys. I think Chili was out that game too. So shout out Ravens. Get a dub. You're not in last place. Good job. 7.
Yep.
7. Makos. Okay.
Ooh.
Makos had a tough game. They played the Dogs, and the Dogs just added Chef for Yusuf. Yusuf won't be able to come back, so your replacement is Chef. They also added Dom into their lineup. They looked very frustrated, and it looked like a lot of their shots just weren't going down. They couldn't really get into the flow of any sort of offense, and that's kind of what happens when you lose Sway. Is you lose that guy who's going to initiate a lot of the offense and get other guys involved. So it's going to be up to their other guard ball handlers to make that happen. Whether you pull Fritz from that center position he's kind of playing, get them involved. I think 1v1 was late that game too, so that really doesn't help. So he's who you'd look for as like the natural like successor to that Sway. But yeah, we'll see. I have a lot of hope in the Makos. I think they're a very deep team. I don't think they have a bad player on their roster. So yeah, Makos 7. Let's see what you got to work out. 6 Panthers. God damn it, Eric.
Yeah.
Way to fucking go, idiot. Way to have your team not show up ever. You
Not
got,
me.
you
I don't
do
know.
All right.
It's the color purple. That's what it is.
Group chat. It's the Eric's name. His title is if no playoffs, Eric is banished. So he's not
Guys, my
only
career's
playing
on
for the Panthers' first playoff berth. He's playing for his life. I'm going to send him to the fucking Shadow Realm. He's going to get killed. I'm going to kill him if he doesn't make the fucking playoffs.
I'm going to say I was at Lakeside today and I showed my stroke game.
You guys have all the talent across the board. You just need your guys to show up. I know some guys live far away. I don't know what Bouncy was up to. Shout out Marcus. You have a very talented team. Don't start Berg again. I love you, Luke Dominic, but every time you go out there, it looks like you're a virgin just figuring out how to fuck. And it's beyond me. And I love you to
Berg.
If you don't hit a 3 this season, I'm going to quit. So
I think
I
he's got one.
He's got one.
Yeah,
last
last
another
game.
one this season. From this point on, I'm going to quit.
Oh, Berg was stroking it today too at Lakeside.
Chat, I love you, buddy. You know I do. Eric, don't fuck this up, dude. I'm going to kill you.
I got you, Parker.
All right. Just remember, I'm going to kill you.
We're monetized,
5?
Parker.
Huh?
We're monetized. You can't be threatening.
America, we got him.
It doesn't say that. There's a ton of threatening videos on YouTube that are monetized.
Well, you know what, Parker? We're not. We're monetized.
All right. 5 scorching hot Dragons. I don't think I've seen a team shoot that hot in a while. That was fucking
I think this is the first
impressive.
time the Dragons or the Ghost Riders ever been on that side of the power rankings. So
Look at that.
shout out.
Look at that.
Some would
Eric's
call
trying
them
to
the
take
Flaming
Jack.
Dragons.
Eric's angry. He's trying to take Jack. People said he lost, and now he's in the 6th spot. No, Dragons looked really good. They moved the ball well. They were in a close game last week, too, for the first half. Not having Nixon last week in the first half doesn't help. But then you come back this week, you have everybody locked in. Gene looked fucking amazing. Josiah hits like every mid-range shot. I love when he takes that shot. Nixon, sorry, I hiccuped. I had tacos today. Made them a little spicy. Maybe some acid reflux in there. Maybe I'll be blowing fire out of my face and my ass, just like the Dragons were, because they were on fire. Can't really say much about it. They hit a lot of shots, and the Panthers could not answer. How does that feel, Eric?
Who, the Ravens or the Dragons?
The Dragons play the Goblins.
Yeah, they played the Goblins. The Panthers won our game, but we move on.
The Panthers.
We don't have
You're
stats,
on
so
the
we don't know.
Panthers, you lost. You're killing them. They play the Goblins. Yeah, the Goblins couldn't bounce back on that one. That was
Yeah, the Goblins.
the Dragons just decimated them. So shout out Dragons. Way to go, guys. I like that. I like a lot of good guys. Shout out Jordan Becker. That's my fucking boy. I love talking to that kid. 4, as Darvis would say, the Wild Dogs. Dogs. Dog season's back. Down Fessy, but you add Chef. I'm sure Fessy will be back soon.
Sheffy.
Shezzy. I can't wait to see the pick and roll of Chef and Fezzy. You can even do an inverted pick and roll with Fezzy running the point and trying to switch the smaller guy onto Fezzy with Chef, and then Chef taking advantage of having the bigger guy on him. No, Chef comes in like he didn't miss a fucking beat. Chef was amazing. He's one of my favorite players in Celly Nation history. He's so fun to watch, or her story, because her story, you know what I mean? Yeah, we're monetized and trying to pump up the numbers, Mike.
Thank you, Park.
You're welcome. I know the algorithm. Chef looked awesome. Mike, if you intentionally miss a free throw again, I'm going to kill you, and I'm going to send you to the Shadow Realm with Eric. That was awful.
Yeah.
I know you tried to do your best AJ impression.
Yep.
Nice try. Not
Wow.
going to happen.
That's why I said I was my worst player. I made horrible decisions down the stretch.
You almost cost the game.
It went over the head pass.
I watched it back 3 times. Dime.
Yeah, Eric kicking you while you're down. Well, your bench guys played really well, Mike. Mo played well.
Yep.
Everyone played really well, and they picked up a lot of slack.
Shout out
Somebody
Money
could have
Mitch. 3 offensive boards all in the first half.
Hey, Money Mitch. That's what we do. But no, you guys look really good. Jeff, shout out. I know I give Jeff a hard time, but Jeff was working under there. He had a few and ones. He looked really solid underneath the basket. But yeah, the biggest thing, my favorite part of that game was when the Dogs call a timeout. Kyle King goes, guys, I can score on my guy. I know I can. Just clear out. Let me catch and clear out. And then the very next play, Kyle King gets the ball on the wing, drives. It's almost like the rest of his lower body collapses in on itself like a dying star. He falls over, is scrambling for the ball. Mike comes in and kicks him in the face.
Little Seth Rollins.
But it was hilarious. I was cracking up. Big Bird came out with a bloody nose, and I told him, don't ever do that again. Shout out Big Bird. I love you, Kyle King.
Oh.
Goddamn. Yeah, that was pretty funny. That was a funny time. 3. Mambas, you drop down. It's like the curse I give people. Whoever gets the number 1 seed the very next week, you're done. Or a few weeks later, you're done. Just like you, Eric. Way to go.
One of the weeks, you're done.
One of the weeks, you're done. Yeah, Mambas, again, without Shane, huge missing piece for that team because he gives you that other ball handler who's able to create baskets not only for himself but for the rest of his team. Possibly the greatest shooter in Celly Nation history. I think he's shooting like that. He's amazing. Tommy was forcing it a bit, and shout out to the Coyotes having a game plan for Tommy. They saw what Tommy did against the Ravens, and they said, no, we don't want that. So Nick's only job was – Nick had 2 jobs. 1, guard Tommy. 2, brick a layup hard as hell off the backboard. That's his only jobs. He did them both. He did really good. Again, you hold Tommy to 26, but for holding a guy to 26 – 28. But holding a guy to 28 who's averaging 42, that's pretty good. Mm-hmm. Tommy wasn't as efficient this game, but shout out to the Coyotes having a game plan and also never letting the Mambas runs. Like if I remember correctly, the Coyotes were down like 30-23 to start the second half, and they go on like a 20-6 run to just like kind of like take control of the game to start the game. Or start the half. So shout out to them. They looked really good. Shout out Captain Pat. TP had a hell of a layup. Shout out TP. I screamed like he dunked. But yeah, no. Mambas, you're going to have to make some adjustments. You're not this undefeated, amazing, like you're an amazing team, but you're not this undefeated force anymore. Maybe losing the target on your back. I just wonder when you need Sean to turn into more of the scorer if Shane's out, you know what I'm saying? So, but yeah, no, fun game, very fun game. Mambas, I have no question. Pat's already talking to his guys and understands the assignment for next week. So I pray to God. Who do the Mambas play next week? Do we know?
Dragons.
Pray for the Dragons because the Mambas are going to be fucking pissed. 2, Yodis. Yodis again, jump up, look really good that game. Showed a lot of resilience, showed a lot of fight. Again, they're long, they're girthy, they're veiny.
Hey,
Hey,
yo.
yo.
Oh.
Cleanly shaved.
Cleanly shaved, waxed, if you will. No, Coyotes played really well. Shout out to them. He had a lot of talent. Pat, I think, just his first time being a captain, just understanding roles and rotations. And Pat, you were terrible. You immediately came in and fucking airballed it. But like understanding your team, your team, your team. Put Raheel in. Next.
Kid, none of us has said anything in 20 minutes. It's not just Ziggy.
It's not our segment.
This is Parker's segment.
My shoulder works.
Yeah. Parker, you are
Number
killing
one.
Tone's arm. It's fucking hilarious.
Is Tone's arm hurting?
Hey, he's got to hold the mic and the phone, and he's dying. He is dying. You're just
Good, Parker. I love it.
every
Don't
team.
worry, Tone. I'll slow down.
No, I need the slow burn. I need to work on my shoulder real
I'll
quick.
slow down because I'm going to talk about your team right now. La Familia, number one, no question about it. They looked fucking fantastic in their game against the Martians. I mean everything was gelling. Maine, welcome back to the league. Really glad to have you back. You had your best game in
You never
your
played.
Celly Nation career. I expect more from even more
Tone's been
games
around.
like this from you because again, you just go out there. You made it look so easy. Some of the layups you were hitting, you had the jelly, you had the fucking just step to the side. Hey, I'm here. Maine floater, good shit, man. Way to go. Keep it up. That's what I'm talking about. You love to see it. No, you guys have just such a smart team, and everybody knows how to play with each other and play off of each other. Like I'll highlight one of the plays that I absolutely loved was Maine. I believe you're setting a down screen for Braylon on the wing. So Braylon's acting like he's going to get the ball, and Kyle Arts is waiting near the 4-point line, and he just fucking rifles a pass right to you for a layup. Like everyone's focused on Braylon, even though you had the hot hand. If somebody's coming to screen Braylon, you're like, oh, Braylon's going to go get the ball. They don't expect you to just backdoor cut, boom, right there. I think it was awesome. I mean, you guys looked fucking great, and you're number one. If anybody has any problem with that, you can go fuck yourself. Sorry.
Kyle has to tell you that somebody's watching your old manager, Taylor Fern. He said you would
Oh,
laugh.
Taylor's watching? Shout out Taylor. I fucking love you, bro. Oh, God, Taylor's so
There you
good.
go, Pat.
Can you,
Well, Kyle, he didn't even laugh.
Taylor, I'll send you the video of Kyle getting kicked in the face. I think you. But yeah, I love you guys. Great podcast. Have fun. I'll tune in to see Tone's arm shaking because I see it on my end right now too. All right, love you
All
guys.
right,
Parker.
Parker. Love you. Take care.
Oof. So we got the
I
maybe.
gotta hold it on the left side now.
Oh, my God.
We got the Martians at 10 and the Goblins at 9. I know the Martians are 0-5, but
Damn, how many times you gonna say that?
we
I
said
know the Martians suck.
It's like you're
But
not giving him no confidence, man. He's here.
God damn.
no, but like we say the Goblins are.
I thought you were going to bring up the losing streak.
Oh, I was gonna get to that. And you jumped
Okay,
again,
sorry.
but-
Sorry.
let's
I
talk-
didn't want you to forget.
Damn, Mike, you amping it too.
He told me earlier I didn't want Ziggy because I was going to say it. I'm like, this is even better.
Should have stayed home.
no. But do we think like we say the Goblins they look horrendous. They look terrible on the court, but we know the 0-5 doesn't. Doesn't add up to the Martians like roster as of right now. Would you still put the Martians over the Goblins if they went up against each other?
The Martians never got blown out. Like they've been in every game this whole season. Like they've been up. They were up against the Mambas when they played the Mambas when they were in their undefeated streak. They
Yeah.
kind of like fizzled out the end, but they never gotten blown out. They've been in every game. They had an opportunity to win every game. They're talented, so I mean it's kind of like it's tough because you're not closing out the game, but you're in every single game. You're not like down 30 or 40. So, I'm not going to say because the Goblins won the game, but the players that they had that won the game, they're all gone.
Yeah.
So, what do you think, Jermaine?
Oh no, for sure. Like on the court, I think the Martians a better team, but again, they had to get a win first. But honestly, I think the Martians would be a harder team to play than the Goblins, for sure.
You agree, Mike?
I mean, as of right now, yeah, obviously. The Goblins have been god-awful.
god awful.
They have been.
God awful.
They've been terrible. And I love the Goblins. I want them to be successful. But, wow. Hard to watch.
All right, is it a brownie trivia time? Or?
Sure.
Yeah.
All right,
Ooh.
we've got Ash's Bake Shop trivia for these 4. I haven't even thought of the questions, but 2 brownies on the line here. I don't. You and you have 0 chance at these, so it's between you two. You might have a chance, Ziggy. You've been around long enough. What are the 4 core flavors of Ash's Bake Shop that are never taken out? There's 4 flavors that are all the time, and then there's always new flavors.
Is it Funfetti's one of them?
It is not.
The M&M one.
That's one.
Chocolate
Eric, you've
chip.
had so many cookies. Yes, chocolate chip.
I'm terrible with names.
None of them are hard names. All of them are traditional cookies.
I know we got the chocolate chip. Is it-
He said chocolate
He
chip.
Oh, okay. So we got chocolate chip.
I'm about to eat 2 brownies. Sorry, Ash. These people.
They have the cookie dough. Do you have the cookie dough one?
Cookie dough. It's
Isn't
a
there?
cookie.
I don't know.
It's already cookie dough.
Yeah,
Oh, wait.
I don't know.
We got the M&M. We got the chocolate.
All right. No
Sugar and
brownies.
peanut butter.
Nope.
What was the other 2?
M&M, chocolate chip, s'mores, peanut butter blossom.
S'mores.
All right. What was
S'mores.
the original name of Ash's Bake Shop? It's the first sponsor of the Salination League. It was said
Fuck,
last week on the podcast.
I literally just said it.
I don't remember. Was this like season 2?
Season 1.
Yeah, I wasn't here, so I don't know.
You've watched the games.
No, I haven't seen season.
You watched the
1.
podcast last
Season
week.
1.
I did, but I didn't. I forgot.
Eric was on the podcast last week.
Yeah, I see the logo in my head too.
It's very similar to the
Cookie.
logo.
It's a chocolate chip cookie logo.
Nope.
I'm not gonna steal people's answers, but I'm seeing the answer.
Who said it?
I think Parker.
Oh
said
yeah,
Blondie
Parker's
Bar.
got it. Yeah, it's
Blondie Bar, yeah,
baked
so
by a
yes.
blondie.
Big blind blondie.
That's far
Parker
off.
said it.
No, but hold on. The logo was a chocolate chip.
No,
No.
it was pink. It was pink and white.
Yeah, I remember.
It was a
the
cookie,
logo.
No,
No.
no, there's no cookie until this one.
I'm terrible. I got bad memory, guys.
Ghost knows it. Parker knows it. Mo knew it. Give them an
Those are-
easier question. What's Ash's name?
Ash.
All right.
No, it's Ashley.
Ash.
How do you spell Ash's name?
ASH?
HLEIGH.
Yeah,
All right, Ziggy.
Give me-
That's a fucking.
I said it. Though. Okay, what do we got?
All right.
What color's the box? Pink.
No, no, that's the shipping box, but the traditional box is not.
Where do they deliver most to?
Oh, Disney Resorts.
Which resort? Which
Walt
resort is
Dis-
the
The
one
All
that?
Star Resort.
No.
Which
Grand
resort? That's a
Floridian.
good one. Which resort do you think we delivered to the most? And
Grand
I don't know if I'm
Floridian.
correct, but I'm going to go off of
Grand Floridian.
no,
Polynesian.
No, it's Old Key West.
nope. It's not a deluxe resort.
No. Okay.
I don't know the name of it. That's
Uh,
crazy. I came up with the question. We don't know the
It was
answer.
I'm going to keep coming up with
Coronado?
questions you guys are not going to know.
Coronado?
Okay, when was Ash's? I don't need an exact date. When was Ash's Bake Shop founded, or Blondie Bar?
Oh, brother.
2020.
Nope.
2018.
No. I want a month with
What a
the
month,
year.
though. The month is crazy.
It's right around the time that the Salination League was founded.
So January 2021.
Not January.
February 2021.
Nope. You're getting closer. So,
I got March
2021?
2019.
nope.
March 2022.
April 2021.
God damn, this is embarrassing. I should have just eaten the goddamn cookie. All right, they win. I would say probably art of animation or pop. I would think it's like,
Should have asked me about the commercial.
what about the commercial? You want to ask yourself a question and see if you get it right?
Can you name 3 locations in the commercial? We got the Celebration Post Office.
There you go.
We got
Isn't it the Pop Resort in it?
the Pop Walt Disney
Art
World
of,
Pop
art of animation.
Art of Animation.
Our old apartment.
And
All
you
right.
hold 'em.
I'm about to say,
All right, well, that was a fail. Sorry, Ash. We tried.
I'm sorry.
No,
we
we
should have done
did.
Selling Nation trivia, but we did
Right.
Ash's Bake Shop trivia.
I at least won a prize from Ash's Bake Shop.
Got
So
some
I appreciate
goodies.
that, Ash
All
and
right.
Mike.
Yeah, anytime.
So we got some some mid-season awards. We had some polls come up.
I don't have graphics, guys. I'm
Yeah.
sorry. I honestly forgot I did this
We
until
got this clean
right
laptop
there.
though.
I got a laptop. All right. So, MVP. You guys, for the most part, have put Tommy at the top of this list as the favorite right now to be the MVP. How do we feel? We'll
I
go
agree.
each one.
Yeah, I agree with Tommy being there. I don't think his lead is as strong as it was in the beginning, but as of right now, I feel like he's up there, so I can see Tommy.
Ziggy?
I agree.
Yeah.
I mean, you want me to comment? But nah, I agree. Tommy, he deserves it.
We got Batman on the MVP list. That's good.
He got the most points in the league right now and got the most steals. So, I mean, he deserves it.
Yeah.
That was me.
He got 22 steals since, I think, like 22. Well, 21,
He's got a lot.
22.
He had 21 before this game, so whatever he
And
has
got
plus.
probably like 26
and he's around like 170 points. So, I'll give it to him.
He's doing well. Do you guys agree?
Yeah, I agree. Because not only he's scoring, he's showing he played defense a little bit with the steals. So, got to give him the fact that he also gets steals and scoring. So, that really helped out his team right there. So, yeah, I agree.
Tone?
Yeah, it's between him and Sean, to me, in my opinion. It's just those two. Like, who do you see as more important? Yeah, Tommy does the scoring, but Sean makes his job so much easier. So I would say it's between them two. But, yeah, Tommy deserves to be in the conversation 100%. We'll need to see, like, especially with conference play, how he plays, if it's consistently what it is, or was it just, he had a couple of hot games. So we'll see what happens. But he definitely deserves to be in the conversation. Him, Sean, I think Alex should be in the conversation too.
Yeah, I put them three on my list too. Tommy, Sean, and Alex.
Yeah, you got some other names in here, but mostly those are the three that you're seeing. Yeah. All right.
Was that Bouncy I saw? Okay.
Yeah, Bouncy, Fessy, Juan, Batman, Braylon,
see
Nacho.
Batman.
All right. Rookie of the year. Looking like a lot of Sean. Got some Tay, got some Fessy, got some Nixon. Maine put himself. Bouncy, bruh. Yeah, somebody's got to do it. I would have put me. All right, Sean. Sean is the favorite according to the 17 people that have responded. So, how do we feel?
Yeah, if he doesn't win MVP, he should definitely be Rookie of the Year.
Yeah.
I feel like it's one of those, wasn't it like season 4 or 5 where someone could have won Rookie of the Year or MVP, and we kind of like did one or the other.
Last season,
It was
Alex.
last season.
Alex, Dom Douglas, and
Yeah.
Tommy.
Yeah, so I feel like it's kind of like that with Sean. If he doesn't win MVP, he's Rookie of the Year. That's just my opinion.
Yeah, I'll say it's the same thing with Sean. I feel like if anyone have a chance to play with Sean, it would make not only his job easier, but it makes your job a lot more easier. Because he rebounds, he creates for you, and if he wants, he can go. He's a pretty decent shooter, so if he wants, he can score the ball too. So he makes everyone on the team job easier, for sure.
I wouldn't say Sean's leading. I would say he's tied with Tay, because I feel like Tay has a real good argument. He's leading the Martians in steals.
He's leading the league in losses.
But I feel Rookie of the Year, that has nothing to do with your.
It's
not like MVP.
I'm not impressed. I think Tay's good.
But-
He cooked me. Not impressed. Sean's done more.
But
That's how I feel.
The same value that Sean has to the Mambas, I feel like Tay has to the Martians.
Can't say that because we haven't
One
won
team's
yet.
winning.
I
Yeah,
mean,
like
we haven't won yet.
I get that it's an
Sean-
individual
without
award,
Sean,
but
I feel
like
the Mamas will lose too.
they'd be screwed.
Yeah,
You saw the run
But-
that the Martians went on when Sean
Exactly.
sat on the bench.
Yeah.
exactly.
But the Martians, though, if you think
Cool
about it,
jersey.
cool jersey. But you take Tay off of that team.
Who knows? They could do better. It could
They-
give more shots to somebody else.
Same as the Mambas, they will still be better.
They would
They
not
would-
be
no,
better
they-
without
they-
Sean. They would be
they-
way
he gets
worse.
all the
Bugging 'cause
rebounds.
who's-
They
I'm
have
about to
no
say
one
who's
else
rebounding for
rebounding.
them.
Yeah.
They have no one else rebounding. That's their issue.
Who's scoring for?
They
the
don't-
Martians?
The Martians.
There's plenty of guys that are willing to
plenty of
take
people that
shots.
can score.
If Shane's there, I feel like if Shane's there and Sean missed that game, they're losing by 20, 30. Easily.
You're screwed. You're
Yeah.
screwed
If
without
missed a
Sean.
game, yeah, Sean
You're
missed
screwed
a
without
game.
But
Sean.
Shane's there. They're still losing by 20 or 30.
They're losing by a lot.
I wouldn't say 20.
I would
30,
say I would say
15.
they struggle rebounding, but I don't think they get blown out. Cause Sean, even in a game like that, like the last week, he only took 2 shots. That's a game where he should be that scoring threat. Show that okay, I understand Tommy's can't do everything. Let me help out in that part, but not devalue like what he does for the team. But it's the same thing with Tay for the Martians. If Tay led, you guys just lost. He had 13. He was the leading scorer. If Tay's not there, I don't really I know Phil's still on that team. Phil's still on the squad. But I feel like Tay is really, really valuable as much as Sean is to the Mambas. But I feel like they both do different stats.
No disrespect to Tay, but I don't think so.
I think Sean is definitely one of the most important players in the league in general. He's leading the league in rebounds and assists.
I agree.
We haven't seen that ever in our league.
Yeah.
The person leading his points is half because of Sean.
Yeah.
Just throwing the ball up, giving assists. Yeah, for sure. So.
And again, most of the time, your points come from Sean.
Yeah.
So.
Like, we love Tay, and Tay can
exactly.
hoop.
There's
And
no
he can
disrespect to Tay.
That's
but
what I'm saying.
at the end of the day, it's like,
I like Tay.
who's
Nice
more
guy.
important to their team is definitely Sean, because he's their interior presence. He's actually their best playmaker.
So let's just say the Martians do go on this run and they make the playoffs, and let's just say they win 3 games, they win 2 games. Does that change that whole thing about, they haven't won a game for his Rookie of the Year campaign?
Well, yeah, because they won 2 games. But
I would
how
still
did
put him in Rookie of the Year, though.
how did Tay play and how did Sean play in those last 4 games?
I promise you, if you guys do win 2 or 3, I feel like Tay's going to be a big part.
I still feel like he's Rookie of the Year. I mean, he could be run up in the Rookie of the Year, though. His gameplay,
Yeah, he's up
speaks to him
there.
a lot.
He's top 2 in
I
my
feel like
opinion.
between him and Sean, definitely.
Yes,
definitely.
that's the 2 that I would put up top
Oh,
because Fessie's
yeah,
missing
yeah,
2
yeah,
games
yeah,
and
yeah.
Bouncy's missing 2 games. Yes. All right, 6 man of the year.
Mm.
There's no clear cut one person.
I was stuck.
I only had one.
Sorry, I didn't give you guys options. I didn't want to make it boxed. I wanted to
Yeah.
hear what you guys
Nah,
had to
I like
say.
this.
So Gene Lopez is up there. Mike Parker. We have to check the stats. So in order to qualify for 6 man, they have to start less than 5 games. Job, Gene, Maine. Who the hell spent Gene Lopez Coyotes? Christian Cruz, Mike Parker. Gene Lopez, I guess, looks like the consensus.
Gene Lopez.
I think Gene would get that award. I think so.
He might double up. He might get that and MIP.
Oh, yeah, I put him down for MIP, too.
I think 6 man's hard to pick right now.
Yeah.
If I'm being honest.
It
I don't
is,
know
'cause
if
I
we're
think-
missing anybody.
Everybody
we don't have
rotates.
enough games. That's
Yeah.
the issue.
Yeah.
When we have more games, we'll see who actually comes off the bench more. It's just tough because people missing games or don't want to start. So, people are starting where they're supposed to be coming off the bench. So,
Is there anybody in the chat that was kind of agreeing with me, at least with my take, or no? Everybody's on my ass.
No, Kyle King said, damn, Ziggy, he on your team. Ha ha.
He said what? I said no disrespect to him. I just put him in the run out for Rookie of the Year.
Nah, nobody's really weighing in on their 6 man or MVPs. So, weigh in the comment. 6 man, Rookie of the Year, MVP. Who do you guys think? We're going to move on to MIP. We're seeing Sterling. Not that much of Sterling. There should be more of Sterling.
Yeah, should be.
But he didn't play last season, so by
Exactly.
recency
So,
bias,
yeah,
it does make it a little bit hard. Gene Lopez, Tyreek, Mo's another name, deserves that. Jay Nola.
Jay Nola and Gene.
Gene Ballister. Yeah, those are the 4 names that we're really getting here.
Yeah, but I feel like Gene's probably got that lead for me.
Gene
Especially-
Lopez, yes, because of how small of a role he's had.
Oh,
And I think
would
that-
say Gene Ballister, my bad. But
I think Gene Lopez. If you look at how little minutes he was getting in the past couple seasons,
yeah.
and now he actually has an opportunity and he's producing. To me, Sterling had good games season 5. Gene never had an opportunity to even have a good game because he never got the minutes or the ball in a position to do so. He's finally in a spot where he's ball dominant. He's proven he can do it on both sides of the ball. To me, he clear-cut MIP right now.
I think it's
I would
him
say
and
clear cut.
Sterling.
Yeah, I'd be saying hats off. I say Gene.
Yeah. Gene Lopez?
Yeah.
Yeah.
The second one behind him, I say Jay Nola. Because if Jay Nola get his minutes, Jay Nola been consistent when he been in the game. So
Yeah, he has.
can't count him out.
Nope.
He
Check
worked
his
hard for
Instagram.
that shit. Oh. Wait, can I curse? No, I can't curse.
You can curse.
Cursing money.
All right,
It's my
main
stomach. Oh.
tone.
Oh, you
What
didn't
do
put
guys
Coach of
think?
the Year?
No,
I think
You didn't want him to
Sterling,
put my name?
because there's some games that Sterling was definitely like our key player, our go-to player actually. So there's some games. If Phil wasn't scoring, it was Sterling, and so Sterling definitely like our second main scorer, I'll say. So
Don't be biased. It's your teammate.
But I feel like he had that role sometimes at the end of the season with the Magicians as well, where he was a bigger role on that team once they traded Phil away, ironically enough, and they traded.
They traded him for Phil. It was
Yes,
him and Jay
Jay
Nola
Nola for Phil and Noah. Yeah. So then they had no real star. Sterling got those minutes and those opportunities there. He has gotten more efficient for sure.
Yeah. I just got to go for my guy, but Gene Lopez definitely deserves to be in that conversation.
Yeah.
He struggled with me on my team a little bit because he wasn't in his best basketball shape. And then last season with the Makos, he didn't really have that big of a role. So he only played probably around 5, 10, 15 minutes a game. So this season he's showing why I drafted him so high, season 5, because I know he can play. He's smart, high IQ player. He plays hard. He plays the right way. Sterling, man, he's gotten better than when he was season 5. Like, he's better at attacking the basket. He's becoming a better defender. Like, he's actually attempting to stop people. And honestly, his shot isn't the most consistent, but he just plays hard, and he's very coachable. Like, he's a good kid. Never complains. Yes, sir, no, sir. So it makes it easier to have that type of player in your huddle. So that's why I got to put Sterling in there. Just, he's at double digits every game. He had 18 against the Mambas. He had 11 our last game. So if he keeps this up, I think he definitely should be in that conversation.
Yeah, shout out Sterling. All right, last thing before we get into next week's predictions, DPOY. Nick, Day, Marcus Russell, and Sean. Marcus has already missed 2 days. I think 2 games. I think he's kind of done. Steed, bounce. This is a Panther. All right. Brick Nick, the dude with the crazy block count. I don't remember his name. All right, guys.
Jermaine.
Chief. No. The crazy block count. They're talking about Marcus Russell having 9 in one game. Nick and Day and Chief.
Yeah,
Those are like the kind of the consensus.
I would give Nick the lead just because Nick, their defense is man to man, and he's literally on the best player.
Let's see if he guards me next week. I had 4 points.
Yeah.
And I went back and watched like all his matchups.
Nick played pretty good defense.
Yeah, Nick.
He definitely backed up. He
Nick's
definitely
Nick.
backed up the shit talk that he talked.
Yeah.
So you think he'll be the first 2-time DPOY?
I think so. I
believe
mean, Day has a case, but it's just that it's hard to like fully give him that full credit if you're gonna do it to the Mambas with Sean and Tommy, to give him all that defensive credit when he has Chief, who has won Defensive Player of the Year,
And he's in the conversation.
and he's also in the conversation. So it's like Nick doesn't have that much. He doesn't have help. It's solely on him. All right.
Yeah.
So I feel like
yeah. Because Tone
Nate
Press definitely
Day's
makes
my hater.
a big change, difference in the game because it's helped defense. TP, I know you're watching. I don't know why you calling, but I know you're watching the podcast.
You should answer at this point.
No. We don't need another segment. We don't. We already running into.
We have to hold the
we're at
phone
an
for
hour.
Parker.
Parker's funny. I just saw that.
Parker is getting on Tone.
Yeah, I told you make your players call you sir.
I didn't make him. He just does it himself. That's how.
Sir, you don't get no minutes.
That's how he does. That's how he responds. I didn't even ask for it.
I demanded it.
Yeah. Still nigga.
Oh, boy. Shout out Sterling. All right. We got our predictions for next week. Let's start with game 1, week 6. We got the Martians looking for their first win, going up against the Ravens.
This would have been way better if the Ravens lost last week.
Yeah. Someone would have had to get a win.
Yeah, it would have been way more anticipated.
Who do you think? You got the Ravens or the Martians?
Honestly, I feel like that'd be a good game. Depending on how they guard Tay, I feel like Tay would be a big factor.
Yeah.
So maybe, I don't know if they're going to have Sauce on Tay, but I feel like Tay would be a big factor for that game. And then also, depending how Phil do. If Phil do good that game, I feel like Martians could definitely come out with a W. So
We go Martians. What you got, Tone?
This is big. This
Yeah.
is probably one of the games of the weeks in our conference, I would say, because if the Ravens win, I think they secured a playoff spot. The Martians win, they're alive.
Most of these games coming up is going to be playoff games.
But I don't know. It's tough. I would say the Martians, in my opinion, are gonna win this game because I think Phil is finally gonna play hard against his former captain Sauce, and they're just gonna. I just believe that they're gonna play good. In my opinion, like I know Dre's gonna hate me and Sauce, but I think the Martians are gonna win this game. That's just from what I've seen so far.
Yeah. I agree. I'm going with Martians.
Yeah, I think
Sweet.
Martians. I think Martians got a good chance at this one. All right, game 2.
Game 2. Who do we got? The Panthers
Playing
taking
for
on
last
the
place.
Makos.
Game of the week.
Playing for last place.
Playing for last place. Who's not making the playoffs? Panthers versus the Makos.
That's gonna be a tough game.
It'll be a tough game, Ziggy.
Anybody in our conference could not make the playoffs, though.
Yeah. But this one's specifically for last place.
For 1 week, we could be 3-3 too if we lose.
But what do you got, Ziggy? Who do you got? The Panthers or the Makos?
It's tough because I know 1v1 got something to prove.
Yep.
Because of his lateness, and then I know if you have Bounty Bro and Marcus, then you're gonna be looking like the first Panthers that we seen. It's gonna be a tough matchup. But if I had to choose, don't hate me, but the Makos.
I hate you.
I know. I have your back when we be reffing, but I know.
What you got, Maine? Panthers, Makos.
if Panthers full team comes, I'll probably give
We
it.
should be there.
I'll probably give it to Panthers because Nacho having someone actually there to help him be a second ball handler, someone else that can go to for scoring. Then Marcus being the inside presence. It'd be a good matchup. I feel like that game would come down who wants to play defense. Whoever played defense that game, that who wins the game.
This game sounds like game of the week.
Yeah, in my
every
opinion,
week's
this
been
is game of the
Panthers.
week. This is game of the week, because whoever loses this game they're kind of like 2 steps behind everyone else.
Yeah.
Because this is your first conference game, and the Makos lost their only conference game. So to me, this is game of the week. I say the key of the game is whose secondary guy is going to come up, because you already know, like, Nacho's going to do his work, and Nacho's been consistent since season 2, like with buckets and scoring and doing all the dirty work, and actually he's stepping up in a leadership role, so I'm proud of him in that aspect. And then with the Makos, I mean, most of those guys been to the finals once or twice, with Fritz and Anderson, and 1v1's been to the finals. So Dom's been to the finals twice, and he's won one. So this is definitely game of the week. I'm leaning more towards the Panthers to win this game, just for the sole aspect with your size. I think it's going to hurt them a lot. Like, Fritz running big is going to suck a little bit, but it's also going to be in your disadvantage too, because Marcus is going to have to guard Fritz.
Yeah.
So it's give and take. So it's depending on what your game plan is with the Makos, if Marcus is going to be, able to help you or not, or hurt you or not. I feel like with our game, Marcus kind of hurt you a little bit because he had to guard Kyle, and Kyle just put him in the perimeter a lot. And then you guys came back when he wasn't on the bench, and you guys pressed us. So, but I got Panthers.
Yeah, same thing. Panthers, your size. I think Marcus is going to give them a hard time. If you have Bounty and Marcus, I think you guys win.
Agreed.
Ooh, we got a 3-1 Panthers. Game 3. We got the Red Hot Dragons taking on the Mambas coming off their loss. So we could have a feisty shiesty.
No, because the Dragons don't have Josiah. So I think this is a pretty clear Mambas.
Oh, okay.
Even with the 6-minute 4-on-5.
Oh, yes.
That does hurt. That does hurt. 6 minutes and 9 seconds, and don't you forget it.
But you got to play smart to that, though.
But still, that's
They
a
still have
huge.
hustle play. They
Yeah, of
still
course.
have-
The Mambas are smart and they know how to play the 4-on-5. But that's
So-
still huge. 6 minutes and 9 seconds of 4-on-5 is you can be in a big advantage right there.
But still, who still grab boards for them
Yeah.
in that 6 minutes?
The Dragons, to me, is like you can't count them out because they play so
I'm not
hard.
counting them out. But
Like,
Yeah.
No, they
They-
have a chance, but
Yeah.
having Josiah against Sean would have really helped.
yeah,
Yeah.
Axel there is gonna hurt.
Yeah.
So they might go a little zone. They might blitz. I don't know what
First 6 minutes might help them actually get
I don't
us
know
to a big
what's,
enough lead to where.
Yeah. I don't know
Hopefully. Listen, I would
goes,
love for the Dragons to win.
But
Yeah.
like I said, the Dragons just play hard. Like regardless of who's there, who's not there, like they're gonna go 110%. Like Mike Parker's always been giving energy since he showed up season 5.
Mhm.
Like Gene Smart, Nixon, he should be rookie of the year too. He's been playing well.
He was on the
Axel-
list.
Axel's gonna play hard, so you can't count out the Dragons. Like I got Mambas winning, but you can't count them out.
If they had Josiah, I would have picked the Dragons.
Oh.
Yeah, I can see that.
Yeah. I just think that not having him severely hurts
Yeah,
them.
it's gonna hurt them a lot. But yeah, I got Mambas.
Yeah, I'll say Mambas, but if the Dragons shot how they did last week, it would definitely be a close game for sure.
Yeah, I'm going Mambas too. What are you thinking, Ziggy?
I say Josiah hurt. Josiah hurt the Dragons a lot, so
Mm.
I want to go with the Mambas. If Josiah was here, I think it would have been a good game, but I still would have went.
Are the Mambas ever going to get Shane?
Yeah, his kid's in AAU,
Oh, okay.
so the games conflict.
Yeah, the games are on Sundays, so it's tough.
We
That's
need
my
to
take.
we need to get the other side of the court, run AAU on that side with all the kids, and then they can play on this side. All right, game 4.
Game
Game of the
4.
week.
Game of the week. Game
Another
2
one.
of the week.
Game 3 of the week.
It's probably week. This is probably like
It's a good week.
week of the season right here.
Yeah.
There's a lot of big implications this whole week.
Well, we got the Dogs taking on the Coyotes. The Coyotes coming off a hot win against the Mambas. Looking good. And then, but you got the Dogs with the new look Dogs with Chef. They also look good. Fessy's going to be here?
No.
No Fessy yet. Ziggy. Dogs, no Fessy. Coyotes, big win
They're
last
missing somebody too, but I don't know who it
week.
is.
The Rio.
But they also got to go 4-on-5 for a couple minutes.
2
don't they?
minutes and
minutes, that's
something
light.
seconds. I forget what it is.
That- I
That's
mean,
like they smart. So
yeah, that's what I'm
Yeah.
saying. They
yeah.
smart, so that's tough.
Yeah, they might just hold it.
So I want to say I got to go with Coyotes because
Both of the hosts he has picked against.
Yeah.
It's because we robbed the losing streak.
nah.
All right, Ziggy.
I gotta-
16 games.
Look, y'all talking about all of
I was about to put it on the intro part and everything, but I was like, you know what? I deleted it.
losing streak. Yeah, I'm on a 16 losing streak, guys. Tell the world, 16. I ain't win one since the white Ghost Riders, not the black Ghost Riders. The white.
Whoa,
Ghost
whoa.
Riders.
No.
Black
Hey,
History
Black.
Month.
Ghost
No, the
Riders.
black we won.
Yeah.
That
I
was
was
their
just
last
making a
win.
joke.
Yeah, the last time y'all won was
that's
against
what-
us.
That's what I'm
Yeah.
saying. Like,
Yeah,
that's our
that's-
last win on a black Ghost Rider. Even though we had that pity game.
Yeah, that didn't count. Well, you were wrong, Pat. Check the clock. It's over 2 minutes. Maybe play your players.
What he said?
He said 2 minutes. I was told it was 1 minute and 25
Oh
seconds.
yeah, Pat.
Yeah, you're wrong.
Pat too worried about trolling TP. Count your minutes.
But who you got?
But who-
Dogs
yeah.
or the Yotes?
He picked the
Picked
Yotes.
Oh, you did?
Yo,
Yeah.
Oh, my bad. What do you got,
Going
man?
against the former MVP. My bad.
With
Yeah.
Chef added, that's hard. I feel like Alex on the Yotes would definitely be. He would have to have a big game. If he doesn't have a big game, I'll definitely say the Dogs for sure. The Dogs.
Mm.
I'm gonna say Yotes, but in my opinion, just because Fessy's not there, I think it's a completely different game if Fessy's there because the Yotes don't have anything to match with the size of Fessy. I know Ty can play solid defense, but Fessy's like a lot bigger and stronger than him. So I say missing Fessy's big, but to me, honestly, the key of this game is gonna be how the Dogs go in that 4-on-5 stretch for 2 minutes. If it's like a tight game in that 4-on-5 stretch, it'll be tough. But they get a big lead out of that 4-on-5 stretch, like 7-8 points. That's gonna be a big advantage for them. So
That's a good question.
I think that 4-on-5 stretch will be huge. But again, we don't know who the Yotes are missing. So it could be Alex again. Who knows? So we can have. It could be like the Panthers not showing up with 2 players, and we thought the podcast everybody's going to be there. So whoever doesn't show up will be big for them.
Chief asked a question. Sorry to interrupt, but Chief asked a good question.
In the chat or separate?
It's separate. No, not to me. In the Selly Nation chat, he said, "Solid question. Should the Dragons be able to use the 7-minute penalty whenever they want?
No.
Or does it have to be?
No, it's when the game
Start.
starts. It's at the start
That's
of
a
the
good
game.
question, though.
Yeah.
That's like a good.
Yeah, but then it's like you could do it the last 6 minutes of the game, and
Yeah.
it's like that's a
That'd
huge
be-
disadvantage. It's like this is a penalty for captains that aren't going to play their guys,
Yeah.
but you're not going to screw the whole entire team. That kind of fucks the game.
Yeah.
All right, Eric,
Oh.
you didn't pick.
Yeah, I'm gonna go Coyotes.
All right, game 5.
We got game 5. La Familia going up against the Goblins. La Familia 4-game winning streak. Goblins 4-game losing streak. Which streak ends? What do you think, Siggy?
I give it to La Familia, just because the Goblins.
Their streak ended? Oh, what?
No. They're damn. You don't make me say it. They're gonna lose. Just because I don't know. I think they just gotta find chemistry though.
Yeah.
Like they find chemistry first. I think they'll be like that's the biggest team in the league.
Yeah.
So, but
I don't know. We're pretty girth. We got
You
Fessy,
do.
Juan, Kyle, Jeff.
and Jeff, Jeff is
And
I
Mitch.
seen Jeff play Sunday. I'm like,
And
that's
Mitch.
and he athletic too. I'm just like, that's a good player. But yeah, I gotta go with La Familia for that game.
All right, Mike.
You're skipping yourself?
Oh, let me get. I have to make an apology, so I have to be dressed appropriately. It's all good guys wear pink.
Why don't you just ask me for a La Familia jersey?
It's right there.
I have
I'm
2
not wearing a jersey. I'll wear pink for you guys. But
for the Heartbreak Kid. So you think the Goblins are gonna win? Is this another shot?
no, it's not a shot. I'm apologizing to Day Day.
He wore the shorts when we played ball earlier too.
I'm gonna apologize to Day Day and La
Hold
Familia.
up. You can look directly
Yeah,
into
camera.
that camera.
All right.
Yep. Hold on. I'm gonna zoom in on your
I'm
face.
gonna apologize to La Familia.
Oh, fuck.
It's called Dear Day Day and Friends. All right, you guys
There you
are
go.
extremely, extremely good. All right, you guys, in my opinion, are the best in that conference. The duo of Chief and Day Day up front is so strong, so tough defensively. The power that you have with Braylon. All right, I'm done glazing.
Go Goblins.
Go Goblins.
You pull off that one. You got a Goblins jersey on.
That'd be so crazy. I'll be like,
But no,
that
I'm
trio
going
together.
La Familia though. I really think La Familia is the best team in the league right now. Whoa. Best team in that conference right now.
All right.
No.
You might as well just trade yourself.
What
Yeah,
do you think?
I'll go Familia. You can't really pick the Goblins at this point.
All right, Goblins prove us wrong.
Yeah, please. I'm rooting for you. Big fans. All right, guys.
I guess that's it. 1:37. An hour
1
and
minute.
30.
Oh, nope, 1 minute. It's been a quick
It's a
one.
long ass minute.
But shout out you guys for chilling with us again.
Make sure
Make
to
sure you like. Make sure you comment,
Subscribe.
subscribe. Definitely. Let's get 20 likes. We got 24 last week for the last
Then
episode.
let's get 25.
25.
Why are we going
Beat it.
down?
Yeah, we got to
25
Yeah,
likes.
Bars up there, I guess.
25 likes.
25
There's probably
likes.
more than people in the chat. How many people are in the chat?
31.
31.
All
If everybody
them like
likes
it,
it,
we're good.
25.
All right,
Easy.
25 likes.
Easy. Make 25 emails right now, Vaughn. Go ahead. Get you that.
I think Juan's sleeping right now.
Vaughn, wake up, make some emails. And put it
Get
in
us,
there.
yes. Get us 25 likes. But appreciate you guys. See you guys next week for episode 9. Once again, I'm E, Mike Scalco. Shout out to these guys for coming through. Peace.